Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today I bring you as always the review of this week's chapter of Fairy Tale 488 of its name, The Two of Us Together Forever and Always. And you remember how in the past few videos I've been saying that, well, the Alvarez saga is going way too fast. There are not any remarkable moments in it, there's no tension. So I take all those statements back. If I could go back in time and stop this chapter from happening, I would. Because this chapter was the most tense chapter of this saga by a long shot. Not only because of what happens to Gajeel, but what happens in the end of the chapter. It's a tense beginning and it is a tense ending, so it's tension all over the chapter. But I don't believe, and I want to believe that no one else believes, there's a lot of beliefs involved in here, that Gajeel is truly dead. It wouldn't make sense. I don't believe that Hiromashima would kill off one of his dragon slayers, one of the three first generation dragon slayers to boot. And Gajeel is for me one of the characters that matured the most throughout the series. Him, Laxus, but mainly these two were the characters that matured the most all throughout the series. When we met Gajeel, he was a villain, plain and simple, from a different guild at that. He then joined Fairy Tail and we were like, wasn't he a bad guy? And then we started to see how he grew into Fairy Tail and its beliefs. We started to see a change in Gajeel's heart. And then he fell in love with Levi, and their relationship started to shape Gajeel into something more than he was before. And that's, to me, why I believe that Gajeel is a beloved character. To me, it is. We don't see a lot of love being given to Gajeel, but to me, he's always there. It's not all about Natsu or Grey or Lucy or Erza. It's Fairy Tail is all about the other characters, and so this moment, this chapter's beginning was very, very tense to me in that sense. But the thing that bugs me is that Gajeel says something. I don't know if he said this just because or if he really felt it like that. He says that his body is nothing more than a mass of magic barrier particles. Does he say that because literally his body was turned into dust, or did he say that as a metaphor to I no longer feel my body is already someplace else? Because I want to believe, again, with the beliefs, I am a very believing person today. I want to think that Gajeel's body is actually in another dimension, and by body, he entirely is in another dimension. Because let's think for a second. Bradman being known as the Grim Reaper and having a magic that can consume people and kill people with magic barrier particles. Actually, it's not magic, it's the curses. We got to assume that he used this technique before on other people, and that he sucked other people inside. But has he always gone there? Because this is probably a curse, and that curse might be that anyone that is defeated while the curse is active will get sucked into another dimension. We know that Bradman was defeated and that's why he's being sucked into there as well, but he managed to take Gajeel with him. Could that be considered Gajeel's defeat? Not literally a defeat, but the fact that he was touched by Bradman in that form is the reason why he's being sucked there. Because, as I said in the beginning of the video, I don't think that Gajeel is dead. I wouldn't like it for him to be dead. Gajeel is one of my favorite characters in Fairy Tail. In fact, if not the second, he's like the third, my third favorite character or so. But he's way up in the list. And so I would be very sad to see him go, especially now that he, what he said in this chapter, the fact that he started to think about having a family and the future together with Levi, and just trying to protect her at all costs, keeping her away from him. Even Lily grabs her because he knows that his friend is doomed. For now, he's doomed. There's nothing they can do now, and so he resigns himself and he just keeps Levi safe as his friend desires. And this was a very tense moment. I was never expecting this. I was never expecting this to happen to Gajeel. But I guess it makes sense. It's poetic, let's call it like that. It's poetic because a character that started out as a villain and then grew to become a loving and caring character for others, towards others, better saying, that he found love. He started thinking about the future together, a family. And to see him be defeated like this, to disappear like this, as himself says, it's the hardest thing he ever had to endure, despite everything he has gone through in his life. Just having all his dreams snatched away like that is very painful. And for me, it was also very painful when I read it. I believe for you too as well. Please do tell me if you. No one has enjoyed this scene. Let's face it. But did you felt any sort of pity, or were you just, oh God, Gajeel is gone, or were you like, my God, Gajeel is gone, and start screaming and crying all over the place? I didn't do that. Well, a lot. Well, maybe one, two, many tears, maybe. Anyway, but yeah, tell me what you thought about this section of the chapter. Moving on, after Levi's desperate scream for Gajeel, the action moves on. Lily and Levi just screaming and crying as Gajeel fades away to God only knows where. So I hope that is in some sort of pocket or parallel dimension, not Edulus sort of dimension, in which Edulus is truly an alternate universe. I believe so, it is an alternate universe. But I believe that Gajeel might be in a sort of a pocket dimension that's fruit of Bradman's curse. And who knows, maybe he'll pop out of there and he will emerge king of the curses. Because that would be cool. Imagine we have Natsu, who is a demon himself. We have Gray, who is a demon slayer now because he has demon slayer ice magic. And imagine Gajeel emerging as a with another magic, a curse or something like that. Not that he will turn evil again, but it would be cool. But changing the scene, still in the northern part of the battle, we see now Acnologia in his human form, stating that only 6 remain, and those 6 are Wendy, Natsu, Luxus, Cobra, Sting, and Rogue. So 6 dragon slayers left, and then out of the sky appears Lady Elein herself. And after a few change of words, they agree, well, not agree, but we see that those two will have a little tussle in the chapters to come. And my God, am I eager to see this fight. Because Acnologia asks if Elein will be able to provide some entertainment, to which she responds, but of course. So I'm really eager to see this. Back on the eastern side with Giant Happy, Natsu, Lucy, Mest, and Brandish and August. Brandish is still trying to convince August that Ragnarok, the Dragon King's festival that Zeref's trying to do, this war is nothing more than a genocide. And it would be true if the Fury mages weren't having the upper hand, because so far They kinda are, because almost all of the Springans are defeated. Yes, the strongest remain, but I would like to consider that they are somewhat on an even ground now. Not totally on the upper hand, but some sort of middle ground there. And all was going well, the negotiations were going well. August noticed something about Natsu. I believe he noticed that he is END, which is Eterius Natsu Dragneel, the brother of Zarev. But all of a sudden, when Brandish was able to convince August to at least speak to, I believe the mage is probably Fairy Tail's master Makarov, something very, very stupid, a very stupid decision was taken. And I just, I don't even. When I saw this scene, when I saw Brandish stabbing August, I was like, okay, who did this? What happened? I didn't for 1 second thought that Brandish would do this. She wouldn't have gone through all that hassle to kill August. She wouldn't have said, we can go negotiate with him, so that she could kill him. If she wanted to do that, she would just say, I'm going in alone. Yes, of course, they could try to go with her, but she could say, no, if you go with me, things will get difficult, so I'll go. And then she would have killed him all fine. She wouldn't have gone through all the trouble to get there, to put up with mud gathering Mest, who's the guy responsible for this. He messed up with her memories so that she would kill August. I never liked Mest. I'm gonna be honest with you. I never liked this guy. When he appeared back in the S class exam saying that he was a long lost member of Fairy Tail, I was like, excuse me? You, and that was before we learned that he was in fact a lost member of Fairy Tail. I was like, excuse you? You appear now after all these chapters and you want to say that you're a member of Fairy Tail? Please. Then the F class exams gone through and he kinda disappeared again. And then after the Tartarus arc he appears and he's like, oh yes, I am indeed a Fairy Tail member, only I erased my own memories. And I was like, seriously? So I always stood with a foot behind about this guy. And what he has done in this chapter went way beyond anything that I would have expected. He had absolutely no need to do this now. He says it was to protect the guild. He should have waited longer, because if he did this now, he could have done this later. Imagine if he had hold on to that, he would be like, okay, he's agreed to talk, but it might be a lie. So we're gonna go back to the guild, and then I'm gonna see if he tries something. Then I can mess with anyone's memories and try to kill him. He didn't need to do this now. And he awakened not just he awakened the King of Magic. They are about to face the King of Magic itself. The mightiest magician in the world. He's now awakened. And he's like all black skinned and with those 3 lines on his face with a circle on his forehead. His hair is all like Super Saiyan and stuff. Even his mustache and beard are like all Super Saiyan. And it's as he says, this is their way of resolving things. Mest did something very, very stupid and unnecessary. There was no need for that. August was willing to talk, and he could have waited to do something. But now it's all gone to the sewers, and August is ready for a fight. And I hope to the old gods and the new, to the 9 divines, to anyone that that someone gets the Dragon Balls and exchange Mest for Gajeel, that August Magic is like able to make a swap. I just want Mest to die. If you ask me right now after the end of this chapter, would you change anything? I said yes. Kill Mest, let Gajeel live. But anyway, I hope that you'll get the whooping of his lifetime in the next chapter, which will be 489 of its name, Universe 1. A little reminder, next week in Monday will be a holiday here in Portugal, and it's my cousin's birthday, so I will not be home. So don't expect the videos on Monday. Probably like Tuesday. I'll try to get them on Tuesday. Yes, I know today's Wednesday and I should have recorded them earlier. But next week, Tuesday, I promise you, the videos will be released on Tuesday. And One Piece next week on Friday, as always. There's no One Piece this week, so I'll use that break to take a break myself. But don't worry, there's one more video today, which is the 7 Deadly Sins video, which my concerns have returned. But I'll speak of the 7 Deadly Sins on its own video. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Please share your opinion on this chapter with me in the comment section down below, as well as your opinion on the video in its quality and the quality of my performance overall. And I'll see you guys right away in the 7 Deadly Sins. Bye bye.